Hey, what's going on, everybody? What's going on? Another episode of Generations of the Game. Man, we done so much. I don't even keep count no more, bruh. But of course, it's your boy JP. And of course, the man that makes it all happen, my boy right here, Will Lyons. What's going on, Will? How you feeling tonight, brother?
Hey, brother, rejuvenated. We had the holidays, had a chance to recharge, and we back doing our thing on Thursdays. You already know.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We're back doing our things on Thursday, good brother. Um, we're going to start off, Will. First off, man, NBA lost a legend I guess late last night. Lost a legend, former Seattle Supersonics great, one of their top five players, definitely probably their history. Gus Williams. Man, boy, him and Dennis Johnson, one of the best backcourts ever. Will, I don't know how much you knew about Gus Williams, man, but what did you think about us losing a legendary figure in the NBA like Gus Williams, bro?
I mean, to be honest with you, man, it's just never easy.
Mm-hmm.
I look at it from the perspective of, um, he's somebody's most likely father, grandfather, husband, all of that. And those type of losses like hit closer to home. You just think, people that's probably in the age of like, your parents or grandparents or
Mm-hmm.
whatever the case may be. And then, he was a part of, one of the most prestigious fraternities, in the world, the NBA, and
Mm-hmm.
I of course didn't see him play. His career was over 4 years before I was born. But
Right.
looking at the numbers, I mean, dude could score and pass like no other, man. I wish I really could have seen him. I had seen pictures of him, growing up. I didn't really know who he was, but I know that those were some great supersonic teams that he was a part of.
Yeah, brother. Of course, I was a little kid. I was like 7 or 8 years old. I was seven when they won the title against Washington Bullets. And
Mhm.
back then they were called the Bullets. And I remember that series. That's when I first started getting into basketball. Was the late 70s. And man, Gus Williams was one of my favorite players back. Excuse me, back then. He was so smooth. Had a nice mid-range game. Could shoot the long range game. I remember the backcourt back then was him and Dennis Johnson, one of the most underrated players of all time,
Man,
one of the best defenders of all time. That's one of the best backcourts ever. Gus Williams, Dennis Johnson. Then you had downtown Freddie Brown, who had range like Steph Curry did, but he didn't utilize it all the time. But man, downtown Freddie Brown came up the bench. He could shoot. You had Slick Watts coming off the bench. He was the dude who had a bald head and used to wear the
with the
headband
headband.
around. Yeah, with the headband, man. Yeah. And you had up front, you had Lonnie Shelton, rest in peace. You had I think John Johnson, I think he passed away too, if I'm not mistaken. He was a small forward. You had Marvin Webster, the human eraser, rest in peace to him. And you had Jack Sikma, one of the underrated centers to play this game, man, who's a Hall of Famer as well.
Charles
That was a great
Barkley.
team. Yeah, that was a great team, brother. Them
Hey, Sigma, is
Supersonics.
that I'm trying to think. No, never mind. I'm thinking about Tom Chambers with those highlight dunks. No, Sigma
Yeah.
was the shot blocker.
Nah, he wasn't a shot blocker per se, but he was a center. He could shoot the ball. He could
Okay.
shoot. He could shoot like long range for a center back then.
Okay.
But Jack Stickler was a hell of a player, man. And of course, Lenny Wilkins was who coached in the NBA. Everybody say he was the first black coach to win a title, but that was my man Al Adams, who I think Al Adams just passed away last
Yep.
year, man. But Lenny Wilkins was a coach of that great Supersonics team, man. But yeah, money. He's from money earning Mount Vernon, man. Mount Vernon, New York. As a matter of fact, it was Gus Williams had a younger brother named Ray. Ray passed, I think, 10, 11, 12 years ago. He was a player too. He played with the Knicks.
Okay.
Ray was a 20-point scorer too
Oh,
in the
I didn't know
NBA.
that. Man, that's
Yeah,
dope.
yeah, yeah, man. So rest in peace, man. To Gus Williams, bro. NBA legend. Great player, and of course, he's gonna be sorely missed, man. Definitely. If you get a chance, will definitely check out some highlights of him, bro. He was smooth with it, bro.
Oh, yeah, I'm gonna lock in and watch some of his clips tomorrow.
Yeah, man. The Super Sonics team was a real good team, but they ran into Showtime by 1980. So you know
Oh
how
yeah,
you know you know how that
a lot of
went.
people lost to them, man.
A
What I
lot of
mean?
people. Showtime came about, but Yeah. Will, speaking of which, man, we're going to stay on it. Since we're talking about the NBA basketball, we should stay on that topic, bruh. Let's talk about your squad, man, the OKC Thunder. Bruh, and they are mowing people down, bruh.
Hmm.
So, man, what are your thoughts on this OKC team, bruh? And people got to understand, this is a young team, bruh. The core is young. But
I
what are
mean,
your thoughts on this team, good brother?
so the first thing I'll say, JP, since we started doing the show, going back, you know, into last season, I've been saying I feel like they're right there. It's
Mm-hmm.
time for them to take that step, at least into like a finals appearance. And I think this could be the year. Of course, health is the big thing, but the things that I'm seeing first, before Chet went down, they look good. And we haven't even really seen this team play many games fully healthy because it's always somebody, hurt. Right now, Caruso's out, Chet's out, now Hartenstein's out. You know what I mean? But we're seeing it. Dort is taking that step forward offensively, but still giving you great defense. Jalen Williams is taking probably 5 steps forward, this season,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
creating and scoring and defending. Shea is Shea, man. Like in my opinion, right now, he's the best guard in the league right now. Like what he's giving you on both sides of the ball, the production and everything, it's hard to argue against. Isaiah Joe and Aaron Wiggins, it was people laughing, when they got their extensions in the offseason. Who's laughing now? Again, it's Sam Presti. In my opinion, again, best front office, person in the league. Um, Now the thing that of course the blowouts are great, but the thing that really impresses me the most with this team is there's been a lot of games when they're down and they come back. They don't quit. They continue to just, they make small adjustments on defense to see if they can get, favorable matchups. They cause, some havoc, getting steals and stuff, and then next thing you know, it's a flurry of threes that are out in transition and they're back in the lead. They play as far as their energy and everything. It's like watching a college team. And
Mm-hmm.
in the NBA that's a compliment because a lot of times at the end of the day, a lot of guys you can tell it's like, it's their coworker. But these guys, the whole group, they enjoy playing together. No matter who's player of the game, the whole team is standing there for the post game interview. It's something that I won't say you never see, but it's very rare the camaraderie that these guys have. And, you know, health, of course, is number one, but, having a coach that has shown, he really is a savant of the game, having a star you can rely on, two emerging stars, I think, in Chet, and then Jalen Williams, and then everybody else excelling in their role and being healthy, man. It's gonna be a great postseason, man, and it's gonna be crazy when you think about the fact that they made it to the finals, but they never made it back. With Westbrook and Durant, and this might be the team to right the ship and bring the trophy to Oklahoma City.
Bruh, yeah. Yeah, they when they lost Durant and Westbrook, we thought it was gonna take years and years for them to get back. It did take a little bit of time, but they were consistent. They did get to the playoffs a couple of times
Yep.
in between then. But
Bro, it's crazy that trading Paul George is low key the best thing that they did in the
that they
last
did.
like
And,
5 years.
and Paul George had a hell of a year
Yep.
when he
Hmm.
was there. Him and Chris Paul and them he had a hell of a
Yep.
year. One of
He
his
did.
best years he had outside of Indiana.
Yep.
And
He was killing it with Westbrook, man. Like
he was.
MVP runner up.
He was. They had some good teams back then too. But man, let me tell you, bruh, that Shea Gildress Alexander, smooth with it, smooth. Like you said, he doesn't have the athleticism of a who could I compare it to? He was 6'7", 6'8". He's not a LeBron type athlete, but he's him, man. He's a hooper. He's a
Yep.
hooper. He just knows how to play. That Williams is going to be an all-star. that Dortch is a very, very good player. And when you bring Chet Holmgren back and Hartline, like you said, and Caruso, oh man, you're gonna have something, bruh.
Yep.
You're gonna have something on their hand, on their hands. They also have great coaching. I think this coach they have is a good coach as well.
Yeah, I agree. Daganol, he's really shown me a lot.
Yes, he has, and he knows how to make the right moves, the right rotations. Sam Presti getting the job done. He knew what he was doing, and he could actually bring in a superstar if he wanted to right now with
Yep.
the assets he has. So I'm looking for this. This actually could be the next dynasty in the NBA if they play the cards right. People
Yep.
talk about dynasties are done, but what they have, they could potentially have one.
Yep. And I think that the front office and the ownership hopefully has learned from the mistake they made shipping Harden out. And they do whatever they can do to keep these guys together, man. Because you really got something.
James Harden, if they would have just, all he wanted is just a little bit more money, just a
Hmm.
little bit more money. If they'd have kept that core together, James Harden, Durant, and Westbrook, they would have won a championship. I have no doubt about that. I'm not saying right then and there the next year, but some point in that time frame, they definitely would have been a championship. They definitely
Oh
would have
yeah.
been in the finals every year, man.
Yep. I
Definitely.
agree.
But Will, also while we're sticking with the NBA theme here, bruh. I know it didn't count or whatever. I know you saw it. What do you think of what you know what I'm going with? You know where I'm going to. You know where I'm going at with this. Will, did you not see Ja last night on Wemby last night, man?
Oh, brother, I saw it, man. Listen, bro, that is one of the best dunks I've seen. And you get bonus points because it's Wemby. Like, he's so tall. His reach is extensive, man. Like the fact that he was even willing to try. But not only did he try, he made it. You know, and Ja, what 6'2", 6'3",
Mm-hmm.
maybe. Um, Man, it's crazy. We're blessed to have two of the all-time great poster makers, you know, not even in my opinion in their prime yet, right now in the league and and Anthony Edwards, man, like
Oh, they'll put you on the poster, bruh.
with the quickness.
They
Jalen
will
Green
put
is
you.
putting his hat in the ring too now with his breakout season.
He man, Jalen Green been balling this year,
Oh,
bro. He
absolutely.
he been balling. But Ja, you know what? I'm going to be honest with you. Ja is making a case as maybe being the most athletic, explosive point guard we've ever seen, even over Derrick Rose. I thought Derrick Rose was, but
So
Ja,
if you talking strictly explosiveness, I might be able to get on board just the way he leaps, but Rose is like complete package of athleticism, his strength, you know,
mm-hmm.
the hang time, the way he could, adjust and contort his body in the air, you know. I don't know that I could put Ja flat out over it, but he's right there. He's right there, man.
He's
Like some of
right
the
there,
stuff we've
brother.
seen him do is like just flat out amazing. And it's like it just looks like
Yeah.
it's almost like nothing to him.
It's that's what it's like, and we have to. People don't talk about this enough. They want to kick him while the man is down, but we have to give Ja his due of him really growing up, and not only growing up, but also as well with him. It's like the game is coming easier to him.
Yep.
He's not as focused on scoring as much as he did. Not to say it was a problem or nothing, but I'm just saying though, his maturation process as a point guard. Um, as a man, it seems like as well, man. That's not covered enough that this brother is moving in the right direction with his life. He's doing well, and he's definitely one of the faces of the game. You know, um, the way the path I see Ja going on now, as far as his game is, he's toned his game down somewhat. It ain't
Hmm.
the same as it used to be. You know what I mean? But Ja, don't get it twisted. Ja's showing you like, oh, I can do this anytime I want.
Yeah.
But he's toning his game down to like, I'm not saying he's going to be him, but towards that way, like Isaiah Thomas type. He's getting you like 21, 22 points a game, 8, 9 assists, 4 or 5 rebounds a game. It's coming like that where he's getting others involved with not only with what he's doing.
Yeah. I mean, you know, I think that a lot of people my age and maybe younger would be almost confused by what you're saying, but
Mm-hmm.
if you look at the type of player Isaiah Thomas was, like especially young Isaiah Thomas, he was dynamic, was fast,
Mm-hmm.
one of the best handles at that time, the game has seen, flashy passer, could get anywhere at will, could get his shot off at any point. I,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that it's far fetched because you're not saying he is Zeke or the games are an exact match, but the way he is in control, of as far as running the team and
Mm-hmm.
also knowing when to pick his spots. Like I definitely get what you're saying. He's before it was, it's almost like like young youth, like AAU, like what I mean, like all right, I
Mm-hmm.
got the
Mm-hmm.
ball, let me see what I can do now. You know what I'm saying? But he is out there and he is dissecting defenses, and at certain points, it's to a point where it's like they're pulling them, like man, let's get it was a I don't want to say the wrong name, the little tiny point guard, they backup point guard they got. They let him get some run and everything like that. But
Mm-hmm.
no, you're right, man. Ja is like we said, still haven't even reached his peak, but
Mm-mm.
his IQ and knowledge of what to do in the moments is really um, taking le- taking leaps. And if you notice too, it's benefited him, his body. He's not getting
Mm-hmm.
beat
Mm-hmm.
up and injured the
Mm-hmm.
same way that he was. So
Mm-hmm.
that's major reform as well.
I agree wholeheartedly, bruh. I definitely agree wholeheartedly. Also he's getting pretty good production from Zach Eady and Baines and Jaron Jackson's an all-star. So yeah, man, the Grizzlies, man, that's a team nobody's talking about neither. They're looking good this year. They're finally healthy. Well,
Yep.
I mean they've had some injuries, but they're looking pretty good this year. Will definitely.
Oh, they're
Um,
they're about to hit another gear too. GG Jackson is playing in the G League right now, warming back up. They get him
Rampant
back
is
now, bring him off that second unit. Oof.
they're gonna be tough, man. It's some good young teams, man. Right now in the NBA, people talk saying, "Oh, the NBA is not the same as it was." It might not be. I mean, yeah, definitely, but not everybody's shooting 53 pointers a game. Let's understand that. Let's understand that. But there is some good quality NBA games, NBA teams out here that are playing ball.
Oh
So
hell yeah.
we definitely got to talk about that. But I want to talk about Wemby real quick and about you know I want people to understand. With Ja, of course, dunked on him stuff. Everybody gets dunked on once in their life,
Oh yeah.
especially if you're a rim protector, you're going to get dunked on. I
Yep.
mean, everybody did. Even Wilt, as great as Wilt was as a shot blocker, Wilt got caught a couple times. You know, um, I remember reading a story about Elvin Hayes, the Big E. He said his rookie year, he came down and dunked on Wilt. He started celebrating, and he said Wilt told the guy, whoever I forgot who the guard was they were playing. He said, "Just give me the damn ball." And he gave him the ball. He just turned around and just dunked on him. And the ball went through the hoop. It came back down and broke Elvin Hayes' toe.
Oh man.
That's what he was saying. Yeah. Also, who else got? I'm gonna tell you another Wilt story too. There's a player named Gus Johnson. Gus Johnson's in the Hall of Fame. Rest in peace to him. Of course, rest in peace to Wilt. Gus Johnson was about 6'6", about 235. They said, you know what I mean, all solid muscle and stuff. He came down and tried to tomahawk one on Wilt, and Wilt took him and the ball, and it was a clean block too. And they said they tumbled that he fell to the floor, separated his shoulder.
Man.
Yeah, that's with one hand. We see Kareem. I'm sure I haven't heard too much about Bill Russell. I'm sure Bill Russell got dunked over. Of course, Wilt dunked on him. I'm sure. But also Kareem. I mean, come on, man. We see Dr. J dunk on him. I mean,
Oh yeah, yeah,
we see Kareem with the business too. Bill Walton, we don't want to talk about that. Doc going in on him too. Alonzo Mourning got it from Vince Carter.
yep.
Who else can we? Shaq. Did Shaq?
Mutombo. Shaq, Shaq,
Matumbo?
Shaq got dunked on, but I can't think of a time that Shaq got dunked on by a
Yeah.
small player. The time I could think of though, the person that got him is Andrew Bynum.
Yeah. I forgot about Andrew Bynum.
Shaq won the
Yeah.
title.
Yeah, yeah. But the point the point we're making to people is, it's not something that's rare. You know what I mean? Every rim protector gets dunked on because you try to block every shot and somebody's trying to dunk on you.
Yep.
So that's the way the ball bounces, man. That's the way things go. But man, I guess we covered a lot of the NBA tonight, brother. Let's move on now to you want to do the high school version or the college first, Will?
I feel like you definitely want to, you can't wait to talk some high school, man. Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it, bro. We haven't talked about that in a minute. And let's talk about a young man that came to Jersey last weekend, and man, he put his stamp on the Garden State. You gonna help me with the name, man? You know I be butchering his
Oh
last
yeah,
name.
the number one player, man, AJ Dybantsa.
Dybantsa, man, he put on a show up here in Jersey last week. He had 31 of the easiest points that you've ever seen in your life
Yep.
against the Patrick School. Then I forgot the team they played the next night. He put 41 on them the next night. uh, Well, this kid's a special talent, man. He's improved a lot too. Put on some muscle. It looks like he's about 6'9", 6'10", going on 6'10" now.
Yep.
He's one of the best prospects we've seen in a while, bro. Speak on him, bro.
So AJ definitely is a special talent. I know that we've talked about him a lot, JP.
Mm-hmm.
From a perspective, talking about his physical gifts,
Mm-hmm.
he's like right now he's in a class of his own. We weren't as moved, you know, before,
Last year, yeah,
right,
last year I would say.
but the for me, the difference this year, of course, is the way he's approaching the game. Is better. But for me, it's like now he just plays with a mean streak all the time. He's
Mm-hmm.
trying to. It's like he knows he's the best player. He wants to prove he's the best player, and he's trying to kill anything in front of him. And it looks like the handles improved. You don't really see you see some jumpers, but not a whole lot. But I get it. You can literally get to the hoop whenever you want. So that that's just kind of part of it. But man, he's a special prospect. At his size, the way he moves and everything.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's it's gonna be up to him. He can play wing. He can be a
Four.
big four that is a matchup nightmare. In college he could possibly see spot minutes as a stretch five.
Mm-hmm.
It's, he's a very special player, man. I think you know there was a closer gap before, with the top three players, with AJ, Darren Peterson, and of course Cam Boozer. I think
Mm-hmm.
AJ has started to separate himself some.
Yeah.
Now I think Darren Peterson is making his best attempt to close that gap though. But 6'10", doing the same thing as 6'5",
Yeah.
you're gonna take that 6'10", of course. But man, the game is in good hands, man, for sure. But I can't wait to hear your thoughts on what AJ's been doing.
Oh man, AJ's a special talent, bro. I think he could actually play four different positions for you. I think he can run the point too. His handles are real good for a player his size. I'm not saying a full-time point, but I mean, bringing the ball up the court, I can see that smooth. His jumper is smooth, man.
Yeah.
His jumper is smooth. Um, these maybe be the only at this point it's like nitpicking, but maybe a little better rebounder. But he's even good at that. I told you who he reminds me of, bruh. Like it is starting to see it more. He reminds me a lot of Tim Thomas in some ways. A 6'9", 6'10" player, can handle the ball, could block shots, could shoot the ball from the outside on the perimeter, can come out and dunk on you if he needs to. Bruh, that's another thing too. That kid, that boy, man, had some spectacular dunks this year, bruh.
Oh yeah, big time,
It is crazy.
big time,
Yeah.
bro. And you know what? I gotta say real quick. I
Mm-hmm.
love the fact that you brought up Tim Thomas, and I think that's what separates like our show. The generations of the game,
Mm-hmm.
because if you mention Tim Thomas to 15-year-old or 20-year-old, they're like, man, what? You know what I'm saying? They're thinking about probably Tim Thomas towards the end of his career,
Oh
everything.
no.
But Tim Thomas, earlier in his career and especially in high school, he's he's one of the most dominant prospects you have ever seen. At his size, could shoot the ball from deep with consistency, will put you in a body bag, dunking on the whole team. Could handle it. And the other thing about it, like you see a lot of guys as special talents, but Tim, he had like a grown man like frame in high
Yes,
school
he
too.
did.
And to me, of course, he had a good career, long career,
Very good
everything.
career.
But I will say, based on what I saw him doing, in high school and everything, for me personally, he's on my greatest what if list. And I know that's usually just for guys like that were injured, but I also include guys that I just feel like maybe if certain things went different, maybe play for a different coach or whatever the case may be, things could have gone another way. Because Tim
Mm-hmm.
Thomas, to me, Tim Thomas, and another one for me is J.R. Smith. Just from a talent perspective,
Oh yeah.
they
Oh
are
yeah.
two guys that, in my opinion, had Hall of Fame talent.
Bruh, you get no debate from me on that one, man. J.R. Smith had a very good career as well. Definitely had a very good career. But I know what you're saying though, man. Like, and remember he went to the NBA straight out of high school. So what would happen if he went to Carolina for that year? You
Facts.
know? But man, but I mean, they both made the great choices. They both had long careers, made their money and stuff. And like we always say, Will, no matter if you played one game, two games, or no games in the NBA, if you play overseas or whatever, you're not a bum by far. As we
Mhm.
said, in the 70, what are we, 77, 78th year in the NBA?
Something like
Only
that.
only 4,000 players have ever played in the NBA.
Yep, them
So if
numbers is crazy.
that number is crazy. Out of billions of people, 4,000 people played in the NBA. And Tim Thomas, definitely, bruh, one of the most talented prospects I've ever seen in my life. I remember the
Mhm.
first time I saw him when he was a sophomore. He played against Orange in the Tournament of Champions final. And Orange actually beat Camden by 2 points in the state championship game. They actually won the Tournament of Champions over Tim Thomas and Patterson Catholic. And of course, I got all the basketball magazines. All they were talking about is Tim Thomas. He's a 6'8", 6'9" sophomore. Okay, let me see him. Well, well, I couldn't believe what I was seeing at that time.
Mhm.
I couldn't believe it. Like, yo, this guy, I said, I gotta follow this guy's career, man. Cause I've never seen a big man at that point handle the way he does,
Yep.
shooting the ball he does. I'm telling you, this is when he's a sophomore. I'm like, whoa, who is this? And
Mhm.
I don't think people understand his game would matriculate today better than it did back then.
Yep. Bro, it's a few players like that, but he's at the top of the list,
He's
man.
at the top of the list, man. And Tim Thomas is doing very good now. He's coaching Paramus Catholic.
Yep.
He's definitely gonna have them as a powerhouse within the next couple years or so. You know what I mean? Once he gets the players to fit his system, and the kids are playing hard now. But he's at the right situation. He's gonna be a phenomenal coach. I feel as though on a high school level, at that point, and he's actually a coach you want to play for.
Yep.
because he's been through what these kids been through. I don't think people
Mhm.
understand. You have coaches like Tim Thomas giving back to the high school, Rick Brunson, who was a McDonald's All-American, Malik Waynes, who was a McDonald's All-American. They've been through where these kids have to get to. So they understand what it takes to get to the next level and even beyond that. So
Yep.
it's always good to see these coaches coming back. Deshaun Jackson at Delaware State with
Yep.
football, Michael Vick and all them, man. You know, we applaud these guys for giving back and teaching the younger generation and teaching them how to become players and better prospects and better people and stuff, man. You know, so we applaud those brothers, man, for what they do.
And the one thing I
Um,
want to say too about the coaching,
mm-hmm,
the transition of
mm-hmm,
coaching, it to me it's even better when it's a player that wasn't a Hall of Famer necessarily because it's so rare that a player reaches that, and these other guys can really teach you what it means to lock in and be a pro, and also
mm-hmm.
what learning and accepting a role can do to extend your career as well.
Bruh, definitely. Definitely, man. You know, who's better teachers than them? Because they played with great players. They played against the all-time greats. You know what I mean? So they definitely know what to do, what not to do. You know, and like I said, all of them are excellent coaches. Though Rick Brunson was a hell of a coach. Malik
Hmm.
Wayne is doing a great job at Camden High, and Tim Thomas is doing a very good job at Paramus Catholic. So you
Yep.
know, it's good. It's good to see these guys giving back and leading the next generation. With what they do. Um, Also, Will, we're going to stick with the college, but we're sticking with basketball. Let's move on to before I forget, of course, y'all, Monday's a big day, ESPNU, high school games all day. But the one thing I have a problem with ESPN is why are you putting that Montverde Utah prep game on Saturday at 7:30 in the middle of the damn NFL playoffs? Why? Why? That's the game everybody wants to see. That game should be on Monday.
Yep.
We have no competition.
Yep. I agree. That's a miss, on their part.
That's a miss.
There's gonna be
That's
certain
a
people
miss.
that's gonna try, make sure they are available to watch it no matter what. But the
Right.
majority of people, the playoffs is taking precedent over that.
The playoffs are taking precedent over that, bro. I don't understand it. Like, yo, who came up with the idea? Got the number one player in the country against defending national champions, and they're putting this game on Saturday at 7:30 p.m. going up against the NFL. The NBA can't have better ratings. But you think this game will have better ratings? It should be on Monday when you have all the basketball teams playing together. I don't understand who made up this tournament list, man. Because I'm sure you could got a lot of viewers in to see AJ on Monday, but he's not there. Um, but yeah, anyway, there's still gonna be some quality games on ESPNU. The Hoop Hall Classic always has the best high school teams in the country, man. So I know are you off on Monday as well?
No, I'm not, man. But I'll be working from the crib, so I'm gonna definitely be watching some of it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you want me to? Yeah, I'll be tuned in, man. It's my every year. I gotta take off from work every year to see this too. The Hoop Hall. I've been doing this for like 15 years. So to see the best teams and stuff.
Oh
Hopefully
yeah,
one day I can get up there one day. My boy live up in Boston area. I know it's like 3 hours away from Springfield. Hopefully one day I get up there and check out the Hoop Hall Classic, man. Definitely.
hey man,
Um,
you be covering it before long, brother. Speaking into
Yeah, we,
existence.
we're going to be covering it. All of us are going to be up there. Me, you, Pablo, all of us are going to be up there, rubbing elbows and everything. So you're right. Let's speak it into existence, bruh.
Oh
Let's
yeah.
speak it into existence. Definitely. Definitely. I agree. Let's move on to the world of college basketball, as we always do. Ladies first. Always say ladies first, man. Um, Will, where did we start at, man? South Carolina last week with a big victory over the University of Texas. Actually, a convincing victory.
Hmm.
Does this team like it's primed to repeat, in your opinion?
Uh, they could. Now, I can't say for certain like I did, in the past, because the field has taken a step forward, and by the field, I definitely mean Notre Dame and most importantly UCLA.
Mm-hmm.
Like we talked about when they played, I do think it was a bad game by Carolina, but this is the first time since Dawn has been there that there's a team with a bigger player than her, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
Memphis isn't just,
Mm-hmm.
big. She is a great player. Um, but I think, they took their lumps well, and, they got back focused. They had another big one tonight, a tough SEC conference game. Joyce Edwards, took a step forward and brought the victory home for him. The phenomenal freshman. I think she had like 21 points, and everything. And like the thing with South Carolina that's different than most teams is, it could be a different player killing you, every game, and that's a very hard thing to coach against, because
Mm-hmm.
when you scheme, typically, you scheme a particular thing. Like
Mm-hmm.
they hit some threes, but they're not a team that only shoots threes. They do damage in the post, but it's not, the years past where it's Cardozo or Leah Boston. So it's like now this.
Asia Wilson.
Yep, of course, Asia Wilson. So
Mm-hmm.
now it really is like they're killing you by committee. Pow Pow and certain players, of course, are, you know, a little, leading the way a little more than others. But overall, it's like it could be anybody's night. And like, just
Mm-hmm.
saying that's hard, man. Like, you scheme for one person, and now, you got two other people that, that's taking advantage of the matchup now. It's tough, man. And Dawn is doing a masterful job.
Dawn always does a masterful job. I've been saying, bruh, she might be the best coach in basketball. Period, men or women, college or NBA, it doesn't matter. She might be the best coach in women's college. I mean, in basketball. Period. She knows. And plus, she's another coach giving back. She knows what it takes
Yep.
to win. She's been a winner all her life, from Dobbins to UVA to the WNBA. She's a Hall of Famer. She knows what it takes, and she's another one that gives. I love Dawn Staley as a coach, man. I feel as though she should get an opportunity to coach a men's team. I think she'll do a hell of a job with
Oh,
that
she
as
will.
well, or even in NBA, she could do a hell of a job.
Absolutely, man. A lot of that stuff is good old boys club, but Dawn,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, Dawn would, she always has her players, motivated, and tries, not really tries, but puts them in the best position, to succeed.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Will, I tell you one thing, y'all can sit up there and talk about Dawn. Remember Dawn from North Philly, Raymond
Mhm.
Rosen Project. So, she ain't gonna be intimidated by nothing. She played
Nope.
on the courts against Bo Kimball and Hank Gathers and all them. So you think Dawn won't be able to handle an NBA team? Y'all crazy, man.
She'll be fine.
She'll be fine. She from the hood, so you remember that too. Dawn to get with you, boy.
Oh
So
yeah, and the quickness.
with the quickness, man. She might be ready to rumble. You never know with Dawn. She get there and close the door like, let's rumble it out. You never know. But nah, man, Dawn. But seriously though, man, Dawn is a hell of a coach, man. And of course, I'm a huge South Carolina fan. Like you said, the other teams are playing good. USC's been playing very well. Juju doing her thing, and
Mhm.
Hannah Hildago, bruh. Um, she's amazing,
Yep.
man.
She's
She's
right
definitely
there in the National Player of the Year race.
Notre Dame. Notre Dame is the most exciting team in basketball, whether it's college men or college women. Man, I mean, they are amazing, bruh. The guards with her and Miles,
Hmm.
they're incredible.
Bro, they got an all-time guard duo, man. And it's
Yeah,
I don't say that lightly. And that school has had some tremendous guard play, but I can't think of a better duo at the same time that they've had.
that they've had. Yeah. And we had to give Coach Ivy her flowers as well, bro. She's a hell of a coach as well. She's doing a
Oh yeah,
great job at Notre Dame, man. She's doing a great job.
she is
But
Notre Dame legend her damn self.
Notre Dame legend her own self. So yeah,
Mhm.
another one giving back, coaching the women's game and stuff. So another coach. So it's good to see this, man. It's great to see these coaches. I mean, these former great players giving back.
Absolutely.
It definitely is. And I guess because of the basketball segment with college basketball, everything's looking good. And of course, since we talked about AJ, we gotta talk about The one everybody's talking about in college basketball, Cooper Flag. Last week dropped 42 on 14 shots. The other
Hmm.
day, didn't do the scoring, more facilitator. I think he had what, 14, 7 and 7 or something like that the other day against Miami. Will, what do you think about the year the Cooper Flag's having, bruh?
Cooper, I think Cooper was being a good teammate and just really adjusting to the speed and physicality of the college game. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
but you could tell he's comfortable now, and he is running circles around the competition. Man, we talked about it. My favorite thing of his is not even a actual skill. If we're going back to high school, he just plays mean. You know, um,
Plays mean.
and that is something that's needed. You're not necessarily being dirty, but you just out there. You competing, man. Rebound, dunk, talking shit. Whatever it takes to get the advantage. On your opponent, and he just looks like a player that'll do anything to win. And the fact that now he's shown he has that gear, at the college level to go out there
Mm-hmm.
and get 30, get 40, within the flow of the game, but also pick you apart passing. Look, man, like I know we saw some clips of him, cooking a little bit, with Team USA and stuff, but look, man,
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
he is different, bro.
Yeah. And let's not forget neither. He's definitely one of the best shot blockers we've seen at his size as well. Well,
Yep. Hmm.
I mean, man, he gets you 5, 6 block shots a game. That's what he got you in high school. You thought he was a center.
And that's the
But
thing, bro. He doing so much. I didn't even get to that. You see exactly.
yeah.
You know.
Yeah, this kid's got a chance to be special, man. And we have to remember this. He just turned 18 years old, bruh.
Yep. Hmm.
18 years old, Cooper Flag is just turned, man. Duke's going to be a tough team. They're getting themselves together. What's my man's name? The 7'2" kid from Africa. What's his name?
Molly.
Muchin. Yeah, bruh, he's starting to come on too. He's starting to come on, man. They got everything on this Duke team, man. John Shire has stepped right in for Coach K, and he's done a very good job. That's some hard shoes to fill in, bruh.
Oh yeah,
Following
I'm
behind
with you,
Coach
bro. That's
K,
that's like
Coach
damn near
K.
impossible.
But he's got the program still there, right there. So looking forward to college basketball and Duke and everything. As we switch gears now, and we go into the world of college football. This Monday night, 7:30 p.m.
JP, you muted yourself, brother.
Okay, I was wondering what happened. Like, dang. Okay, I'm sorry. This Monday night, 7:30 p.m., we have a great college football game, national championship game between University of Notre Dame versus Ohio State Buckeyes. Well, I'm sick, man. I'm sick. I'm sick with the Ohio State thing, man. But hey, I can always say, guess what? 4 years in a row. 4 years in a row. But nah, man, Ohio State looks very good. What do you see for this game, and what do you see the outcome on Monday night, brother?
Man, listen. The Ohio State offense has been downright dominant, man.
Mm-hmm.
Downright dominant. I mean, Jeremiah Smith is already looking like one of the best wide receivers we've ever seen, and he's a true freshman.
Bro, remember, hey, Will, remember I told you about him last year
Yep.
when I saw him in high school. I said, bro, this is the best high school receiver I've ever seen.
And the crazy part is he's even better than what you said.
Yeah.
Like, you told me how good he was, but he's even better, because just like anything else, man, it's typically an adjustment period, going to the next level and everything, athleticism, grown man strength, schemes, is it experience, all of it, typically
Mm-hmm.
there's an adjustment period. Man, he came out the gate
Out
looking
the
pretty,
gate, bruh.
looking like a damn future Hall of Famer, you know. And then it's like they got playmakers on at every receiver position. Then you
Mm-hmm.
got the two-headed monster, running backs. You know, bruh, and Howard, he's playing some great ball, man. You know, I know that apparently there players that transfer at times. It can be like mixed feelings on them. You know, their old fan base likes to see them fail and whatnot. But look, has been one of the best portal gets for sure. And their defense is mean.
Defense is played lights out.
Caleb Downs, bro, he's everywhere,
Oh yeah,
everywhere.
Jack Sawyer.
Hmm
What's
like
number
bro,
44? You know, I'm gonna butcher his name. Number 44 too.
I know who
Oh
you're talking
man,
about too. I can't think of his
yeah,
name, but yep, I know
yeah.
exactly who you're talking
He
about.
they're the catalyst of that defense. Those three are. Caleb Downs is gonna be a sensational player at the next level too, bro.
Yep,
Remember, he was an All American last year. He was at Alabama.
yep.
So, but getting back to Smith, man, he's the best freshman wide receiver I've ever seen, bro.
Hmm
He's the best I've ever. Jeremiah Smith's the best I ever seen. It won't surprise me if he was a Heisman by the time he's a senior. By the time he's a junior, he's only
Yep.
played 3 years. I mean, right now he could actually play in the NFL. I'm even convinced he could have came out of high school and could play in the NFL. I'm convinced of that. And he's the best prospect we've seen probably at wide receiver since Randy Moss. In a lot of ways, Randy Moss is a little more taller, a little more fat, had a little more speed. But man, that Jeremiah Smith is special, bro. He's a special player. Notre Dame, Marcus Freeman's done a hell of a job over there, man.
Yep.
Um, they're going to have to run the ball for them to actually have a chance in this game. They have to control the clock. They have to run the ball. The quarterback, I forget his name. He's going to have to play no turnovers, play smart Leonard. Leonard, that's who the quarterback is. He's going to play smart, no turnovers. Their defense is pretty good, but I'm going with I'm going with Ohio State, man. I think they have a little more firepower than what Notre Dame has.
Yeah.
It's going to be a very good game, bro. I feel it's
I,
going to be a
I
very good
agree.
game.
I think Ohio State just has too much.
Too much.
Notre Dame, they definitely have a great defense, but you got to be able to score and keep up. And from what we've seen, no matter how highly rated, your defense is, man. Ohio State, they got something for whatever you want to throw at them.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, yes they do. Yes they do. And I guess we're going to close out with our final segment of the day, Will. Then we got to talk about this NFL playoffs, good brother.
Hmm
You know what? I have to go on a rant real quick, Will. I really do, bro. I got to go on it before we even begin with the NFL. There's something I got to get off, man. Jalen Hurts criticism.
hmm
Bruh, these people on these talk radio stations, especially in Philadelphia, losing their damn mind.
Yep.
First off, the man hasn't played in a month. Damn near in a month. He threw for 2 touchdowns, no interceptions last week. The way these people are talking on the air, you'd have thought the season was over.
hmm
I don't get it. They say, well, he don't pass the ball enough. How the hell is he going to pass the ball when he has a great running back in the backfield?
Yep.
He could. Jalen Hurts passes when he does things to win games. You all go, not you, but these people go by stats. We're going by winning games, bruh.
Yep.
That's what counts more than anything is winning the damn game. Jalen Hurts has been in the playoffs all 4 years he's been in the NFL.
Yep.
And then still, and what do these people say? Oh, we have questions about him. Questions about what? He been in the Super Bowl. He been in 3 playoff games. What are
Yep.
you talking about? And if you want to talk about criticism, how come nobody is criticizing Justin Herbert for that
Uh,
pathetic performance the other night? What about 2 or 3 years ago? They played against Jacksonville, had a 27-0 lead and blew that.
yep. Some all-time horrible moments.
All-time horrible moments. So stop this Jalen Hurts nonsense, man. Stop it. Man, you know who'd be on here ripping apart right now. That was Sammy's boy, man. Sammy loves some Jalen Hurts, bro.
Of course. Yep. Absolutely.
Before anybody, he called it about Jalen Hurts before anybody. Jalen Hurts is a very, 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 very good quarterback. Is he up there with the Mahomes and the Lamar Jacksons, or even What's my man that played for Buffalo? Josh Allen. He's maybe a notch below that, but a notch
Right.
below that means you're a Super Bowl quarterback. And
Hmm.
Jalen Hurts could definitely be a Super Bowl quarterback, and also could be a Hall of Fame quarterback as well. Yeah, I said it. He could be a Hall of Fame quarterback when it's all said and done. So just be happy you have a quarterback like this, man. Because hell, you could be the damn Raiders and have their quarterback. So as a Raiders fan, so be thankful and be happy with what you got. This man right here is a very good quarterback. But let's get into these matchups though, bruh. At Rams versus the Eagles, man. Well, I think this is going to be a tough game. The
Hmm.
Rams have a lot of momentum right now. They're rolling. Sean McVay is a hell of a coach.
Yeah.
To lose Aaron Donald and lose some pieces from Super Bowl years and come back with this, and
Yep.
this is a young team too. They're going to be tough. It's going to be a tough game, man. I got Philly. How do you see this game?
I think Philly's gonna win it, but it's gonna be tougher than people think. I mean, first of all,
Mm-hmm.
they got a good coach for LA, and then you have a dynamic, quarterback receiver duo. First of all, Stafford's going in the Hall of Fame when he's done.
Yeah, yeah,
And what's his name? Pua Nakua or whatever.
yeah.
Man,
Puka. Yeah, well, yeah.
he
He's
he is a problem, man. He
yeah.
just always seems to like find the opening in the defense. And they're just a gritty team. That.
They're a gritty team, and they can run the ball too. Because
Yep.
Kyron Williams, man, he's one of the most
Mhm.
underrated backs in the league, man. He should have been a Pro Bowler, to be honest with you.
I agree. And those that combination of of course Philly's defense has been making plays all year, but that combination of an offense with an experienced quarterback and a coach that's been there is extremely dangerous in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Extremely dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
They even understand sometimes winning by doing less. We're gonna do just enough. We're gonna try to minimize the possession time that the Eagles get, things
Mm-hmm.
like that. And I feel like they're going to look at it like it's got to be Jalen to beat us. Um, and it's not a knock on Jalen, like you say, he's a hell of a player, but right now, they're looking at it like, man, we're not going to let Saquon go off. You
Mm-hmm.
let's see what Jalen's going to do. Let's see if those receivers can win their matchups.
And the receivers are going to win the matchup 7 times out of 10 because they some great receivers.
Mhm.
Devontae Smith and AJ Brown, you know. But the Rams could also run the football as well. Just like Philly could run the football. It's gonna be a close one. Like I said, bro, I got Philly. I got Philly in this one and a close one. Let's go on. Move on to the next game that we're looking at: Detroit Lions versus the Washington Commanders. This, I think, the Commanders gonna give them a harder game than what people think, man. That Jaden Daniels is something special,
He
bruh.
is, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you, man, and this is not based on statistics or anything.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna take Jaden and them Commanders for an upset, man. Like I
Ooh,
just feel it. Of course,
ooh.
Denver's offense is deadly. I mean, not
Oh
Denver,
man,
Detroit, but
Detroit.
it's something about the way Jaden and that team find ways to just stay in games and end up winning, man.
Yeah,
Really impressed me, and McLaurin, he's always been good, but
underrated,
having
underrated.
a quarterback that can maximize him now, I feel like the world is able to see what he can do for real. Like he was putting up numbers with scrubs, no disrespect, but now having a competent quarterback, it's like a whole different ball game.
Yeah, Terry McLaurin is a great, doesn't get his due, man. He's might be the most underrated receiver in the league, bro. But that Jaden Daniels though, man, he's going to be something special. I like me. I'm going the opposite way. I like Detroit. If Detroit gets out to a 14-0 lead, it's going to be a long day for Washington. Although they got a good defense. Bobby Wagner
Yep,
is
it's
coming there
back.
and steady. Man, that Bobby Wagner definitely first ballot Hall of Famer. Man, came in there and stabilized his defense. Um, but, it's going to be. I think this could be pretty good game, but I expect Detroit to take care of business. Let's move on to the next game here. We're looking at the Houston Texans versus the Kansas City Chiefs. Um, what do you see for this game, Will?
Man, the Texans, man, their defense, man, they got some playmakers, man, and
Mm-hmm.
Ryan's, he was an excellent defensive player himself, you
Yes,
know,
sir.
but I think that while of course you can say the Chiefs had some help in some of their regular season matchups. At the end of the day, man, they got the football encyclopedia on the sideline, Andy Reid, and they have Mahomes with, a super competent receiving core, and another team that can really run the ball, Pacheco back, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like I don't see them losing, man. It would really, they must have like really blown it, like if they lost,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree, bruh. Yeah, you still there, Will?
Yeah, I'm here, bro.
Okay.
Yeah, I paused so you could go ahead.
Okay. Now I was listening to what you were saying. Yeah, man, it's gonna be Kansas City, man. But Houston, I mean, yeah, the Texans definitely have a good team, man.
Mhm.
Um, Will Anderson's a beast on defense. Darryl Stingley, man, is one of the most talented corners in the league, one of the top two or three corners in the league. D'Amico Ryans, like you said, very, very good coach, man. Great coach for them. Nico Collins is going to be, if they're going to have a chance, they're going to have Nico Collins have a big game.
Yep.
CJ Stroud's going to cut down the turnovers, have himself a big game as well, man.
Hmm.
Um, but it's Mahomes, bruh. As they say, until the fat lady sings, man, you got to go with Mahomes, man, every time, brother. So but he's definitely a special talent. But I like Kansas City in this game.
Yeah.
And Will, our final topic of the night, and we know we got to go to the meat and potatoes and the best. Baltimore versus Buffalo.
Hmm. The matchup, the showdown.
The showdown. This could be the MVP of the league right here, bro.
Hmm.
This could win the MVP of the league. But the only thing is, Zay Flowers might not be playing. But you still got the horse back there, King Henry.
Hmm.
Lamar's going to be playing with a chip on his shoulder. It's going to be a close game. I like Buffalo though. I mean not Buffalo. I like Baltimore in a close game because of Henry and Lamar. They can go out there and win games for you. And
Yeah.
also the tight ends, Lightly and Mark Andrews, they've been playing good. The defense has gotten better. We got Kyle Hamilton and what's his name, Humphreys and Roquan Smith, and the defensive lines are playing good. I like Baltimore in this game. What says you, Will?
I think that Lamar and the other Ravens understand that nothing that they do short of reaching, and to be honest with you, probably winning a Super Bowl at this point, you know,
Mm.
means anything. I mean, multi-time MVP, one of the most loaded resumes of all time, and in a short career. But we need to see the playoff success,
Mm-hmm.
and I know the thing that people are saying is like as soon as Lamar and the Ravens get in the playoffs, like it's over, it's a dud. I think last week's game step in the right direction. They came out, they handled business from the jump.
Yes,
Now
sir.
they need to continue that. And this, like you said, this game, these are the matchups when it's all said and done. When people are talking about your career,
Mm-hmm.
two all time great talents. At the peak of their powers. Um, Battling it out to see, who is going to continue on that quest, to get the championship, which is at the end of the day what you play for. And I think that, for Allen, at the end of the day, even just the MVP, not to minimize that, but an MVP trophy would be a help to him, right now, and his legacy. Of course, like he has numbers, but
Mm-hmm.
for Lamar, he's already in rare air, so he's gotta just take that next step, man. And that's only, at this point for the Ravens, it should be, championship or bust.
Yeah, I agree. But you know what, Will? I hear all these people talk about Lamar. He hasn't won yet. Do we realize he's 28 years old? Do we understand that he has
Hmm.
at least another decade to win one? I'm sure he'll win one within this next decade. Who knows? Maybe even multiple ones. But I think we need to pump the brakes, relax about this whole Super Bowl thing. Because last time I saw Lamar Jackson wasn't guarding 22 players on the field either.
Yeah.
So it all depends on Todd Monken and what he calls too. He should get Derrick Henry going early. That's
Hmm.
let everything open up for Lamar after that. I don't understand why. What was that against the Steelers? Not this game, the game before that. He had 3 carries for 8 yards in the first half, and they got like a buck, 32 in the second half. He ran wild. That
Should have been getting
they
the
are
ball from the beginning.
they are a running football team.
Yep.
That's what you do. You should, like you said, you give the ball to them from the beginning. Baltimore would be okay, I think. I like Baltimore in this game, but it's going to be a tough game. Josh Allen's on the other side. They got a good running back themselves, and James Cooks. So but I think they have a little more firepower than what Buffalo has. As a matter of fact, they have. I don't think I know they have more firepower than Buffalo has, but it should
Yeah.
be a good game. Well, once again, good brother. Everything, I mean, the show's come to an end, but we'll be back soon, definitely, bro. But feels good to be back on a Thursday night, and hopefully people will, enjoy, enjoy this podcast we done for them, bro. So,
Oh yeah.
of course, I got to shout you out there, good brother. Will making this everything possible for us here. Shoot the show, generations of the game. Definitely, good brother.
Yes, sir. Appreciate that as always, bro. And right back at you. My man JP, the co-host with the most, and we back. Bringing y'all what you know us for, the generations. The varied years. Of sports viewership.
Mm-hmm.
You know some different perspectives. JP could tell you about some Hoobers from the Stone Age. You know what I'm saying? While I could tell you all about, somebody from, when we had the flying cars and whatnot. So it's always great to be back with my brother, man.
Yeah, definitely. Always be here with my brother as well, man. My brother Will, definitely. Always enjoys. Matter of fact, Will is one of the smartest basketball people I know. When brother Sammy was telling me about you, before I even met you, he was telling me all about you. You know what I mean, and everything, bruh. So I'm glad we got a chance to link up. Of course, not under the circumstances we linked up under, but I'm glad, you know what I mean, we got a chance to really meet each other and stuff and everything under, like we said, excuse me.
Oh yeah, we
I've been
locked in,
sick.
brother. Get yourself a drink, man.
Oh no, I'm good. I'm good. I just had a little bit right there. In case nobody know, I was sick all last week, so I'm just getting back to normal. But the only thing I wish for sometime is, brother Sammy still be here. I know he's looking down on us. He's proud of us, and I just wish, some days he would be here with us on these podcasts too. 'Cause, you can hear him now. Like, you can hear him now. This is what he be saying. This is what he sounds like. Y'all don't be talking about, Sammy got that little draw with him too sometimes. Don't be talking about Brother Hurts. You know, he be like Brother Hurts. You know how Sammy is.
Yeah, man. He would be
Yeah.
giving me a bunch of shit about Cooper Flag and Duke too.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's right. He was a Duke fan too. Oh yeah. But and when D Jack got that job at Delaware State, I thought about that too, man. I was just like, oh man, I just wish Sammy was here, man. Just see
Oh,
DJ get this job,
that would have
see
been hard.
Saquon and what he's doing, and it's sometimes, man, I feel it's unfair, man. Even my dad, for him to see what's going on and stuff, with certain, and I think about that, I'm like, man, I just wish they both were here to see what's happening with their Eagles and stuff, man.
Oh yeah.
You know. But yeah, hey, everyone out there, be safe. Have yourself, it's a great sports weekend. They have anything you want. You want to see high school basketball? There's high school basketball this weekend. You want to see women's college basketball? There's women's college basketball this weekend. You want to see Um, men's college basketball, there's men's college basketball. You want to see college football, there's that. And of course, we have the NFL playoffs, NBA, everything's in full swing. This is the one of the best sports weekends of the year. So enjoy yourself, enjoy this weekend. I know it's cold up here. Get in front of a TV all day. There's gonna be some great games on. We wish everybody's a happy, safe weekend. And of course, Dr. King, thank you for your sacrifice and all you have done for not only black people but for America as well. Of course, we haven't forgotten about you. And of course, as I always say about Dr. King, he's more than I have a dream. Don't even check out his speeches beyond that, what he was talking about and everything. But on behalf of me and Will, we say peace and we'll see you soon in the future.
Peace.